Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dylan versus Dylan Diaries. I'm Brandy, and I'm back, and it's Mother's Day weekend. And I thought, what a better time to discuss mommy's self care. How do we get the self care? How do we find the time to devote to ourselves? Self care really is about yourself. What are you doing just specifically for you? And I feel like oftentimes when we think about self care, because being a mom, being a parent, you're so selfless that you oftentimes involve other people in your self care when it really is a moment that should just be for you. So, I want to talk about some of the tips and things that I do to, make sure I get my time in for myself, which is very important because having these 6-year-old twins, I don't get a lot of time by myself. And so, yeah, that's something that I had to work on. And I'm going to tell you, it's not always easy. You got to figure out different ways to go about it and be creative sometimes, but I do find the time and try to make sure that I'm making the time for myself. One of the things that I make sure that I do is I'm very much into like getting my hair done, right? So the braids thing that really didn't happen probably until I didn't start getting braids until the twins were actually born or while I was pregnant. Later on after that, I decided to start dipping in the braid world, and I haven't really been able to come out of it. uh, but that's one of my things. But when I don't have braids in my hair, my ritual is I'm gonna get my hair done every 2 weeks, no matter what. I'm gonna make that time. I'm gonna if it's I need to leave work a little bit early, or I'm asking my husband, hey, after work I'm gonna get my hair done, and you need to make sure you get them. This is the set date. Like, I'm going to get my hair done. I am going to carve out that time because that is something that I really do enjoy. I enjoy sitting there, getting my hair washed and coming out and feeling amazing. You always feel so much better when you look better, you feel better. That's really a real thing, right? So finding the time to do that. And now it's finding the time to go get these braids done, which I found the time today to go get these braids done. But that was a lot, right? I had, hey, Dad, you got them. I'm gonna be gone. This is like an all day process. So you're gonna have them, and I'm gonna be taking care of myself today. And you have to make sure that you let your partner, your spouse, children's father, or if you have to work out a babysitter, but just, hey, this is the amount of time I'm probably gonna need. I'm gonna be gone for a while, but I really do need this time. It's very, very important. And I had to have balance to it. So before, when I had Jada, I used to get my nails and my hair done. So every 2 weeks it was the nails. So one week it was nails, next week hair, and it just kept going like that. But I realized that I couldn't keep up with hair and nails. Some people can, I can't. Like, I just see, these are my nails. They're not done. I can't get them done. So I stopped. I stopped going and getting my nails done because I realized having another child, this is a big undertaking, and how much time am I going to have to do that? And then also being a mom and dealing with the young babies and stuff and having a nail, sometimes it just gets in the way for me. So I just opted not to do it. And ever since then, I don't get them done. Now, if I'm in somebody's wedding or some big major occasion like that, then I'll go get a manicure or something like that. But I don't get my nails done. Now the feet, that's a whole different story now. The feet got to get done. Now you have to have your feet done. Mommies, we got to take care of our feet. They made for walking, and we got to make sure that they look good. So I do get my pedicures. I do get those quite frequently. I don't miss that time. So those are the things that I like to do, physically to like help me feel better. But then there are other things, right, mommies? Like a good facial once in a while, amazing. Like, it's amazing. And we need to take the time and we need to do those things. Like, it feels so good. A good massage, especially going down that neck, that back, like those stress, those pain points. Like, you need to get all of that energy out. So I make time for that too. Now, I don't do those things as much, but I do make sure throughout the year that I do them. It might be a quarterly thing or something like that, but I do make sure that I do that. But there's simple things that we can do as mommies to practice and manage self-care for ourselves, because it's very, very important for us to do this. And a couple of those things is just like practicing like mindful meditation. Like, is that something that you could get into? Your breath control and just sitting and just breathing and, taking it in and letting it out, sitting somewhere in a quiet space and doing that, just gathering your thoughts is amazing too. I'm gonna be honest with you, there are times where I feel stress or high anxiety level after dealing with the twins and their homework and dealing with my husband and cooking dinner and all this kind of stuff. I actually go outside and I sit in the car and I just sit there, like in the driveway, and I cut the car on and I'll just listen to music in the car. Or sometimes I'll just listen to nothing. I'll just listen to the sound of what's going on around me, like the birds chirping or whatever it is. If it's nighttime, the crickets, I don't know. But just getting out the house sometimes, but not physically going somewhere, but just like sitting in my car, it makes me feel good. And you know what else is self-care too, I realize? When I'm riding home from work and I'm listening to all the ratchet music that I love to listen to. Like all the things that I can't listen to when the twins are in the car because Lord knows they're going to repeat it. I get to listen to the version that I want to listen to. The version that has the curse words and just all the crazy things. Like, oh my goodness, like that makes me feel so good. That's like a I guess it's like a little guilty pleasure, but I freaking love it. But it like helps me clear my mind. It helps me to separate, and I leave work at work, and then now it's like, okay, you're going into home mode, mommy wife mode. So work is gone. So now we're gonna use this music to slide on into mommy mode. Like, whew, I love that. So I listen to music on the way home. I think it's great. The other thing that my husband absolutely like, I'm not gonna say he can't stand it, but he's always talking trash to me. He's always like, "You always watching that nonsense. Like that is just nonsense. You need to find something else to watch." And I'm like, "Well, what about that stuff that you're watching? Or what about that PlayStation that you playing? I could say that that's nonsense too, right? Like they got nonsense too." But reality TV shows, yes, I like all things Housewives, all of them. I like Atlanta. I like Beverly Hills. I like Potomac. I like Miami. I like New Jersey. I couldn't really get into New York this year, but I try to like New York. I like Married to Men. I like reality TV shows. But and I love Basketball Wives too. I like all those things. Like, so what? So what that does for me is when I'm watching it, it's like I get to tune out of my reality for a minute and go into somebody else's. Whether it's fake, staged, or whatever. It's just a moment in time where I just get to like watch reality TV. That's my self-care. That works for me. Okay? I like to do that. All right? I really do. Or I like to binge watch the episodes that I haven't seen of anything, all things Dick Wolf. So that's Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD. I like FBI, FBI International, FBI Most Wanted, even though they're taking 2 of them off and I'm really pissed off about it, but that's a whole nother story. But that's a form of self-care. If there's a favorite show that you like to watch and you're into it, do that. I like to do that without my children though. I wait till they go to bed and then I'm like into it, because it's hard to watch your shows when your kids are like hollering and screaming in the background, keep coming in, mommy, 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 mommy. That part is not self-care. It becomes self-care when they're in bed and I have my glass of wine or something a little stronger, or not. Maybe it's a Pepsi. And I'm just watching what I want to watch. Okay, another thing that I do for myself that's like self-care for me. I like to eat crabs. I probably eat crabs almost every weekend, and I like to go get a dozen and a half, and I'll sit there by myself, and the twins they're napping, or they're just watching their shows, and they're just doing whatever, and they're not bothering me, and I'm just eating my crabs, and I'm just like, it does something to me. Like, I love it, Like it makes me feel good. I love to eat grass. So make sure not do those things. But there's other things too, okay? So like listen, you might not like all the things that I like. So what about getting yourself moving, right? Like going on a nice walk, going on a nice run. I'm not really good at that, but that is a form of self-care. Probably something that I should try more because I need to be out exercising more. But yeah, doing that. Taking up a habit. Do you play an instrument, or do you like writing a novel, or do you like doing what I'm doing right now? Creating videos all about the mommy world. For me, that's a form of self-care. And I making sure that I'm carving out the time to do it and it makes me happy. Self-care things should be something that makes you happy. If it doesn't make you happy, then that ain't it. We got to find you something else. Another thing, setting boundaries is a form of self-care. And as mommies, it is so hard to do because we want to make sure that we're doing everything. We want to make sure that the kids are in the activities that they want to be in. Lord knows if they don't go to Johnny's birthday party, that might be a problem. So we want to make sure we're at every birthday party. We want to make sure that every time they say they want to go outside and play and ride their bikes, or your friends might be asking you to do something, or your family wants you to do something, or your spouse wants you to do something, or people want to come spend time at your house, or people feel like you're not spending enough time with them at their houses. You want to go to the school event or whatever that is. But you have to set boundaries. Like, do you know when to say no? Because no is a real thing and it comes with a period at the end. I'm pretty good at saying no. Now, I think before I probably wasn't as good at it. I mean, medium-ish with no. There are times where I would probably overextend myself, and that's like trying to make it to everybody's events and stuff until I realized that everybody doesn't try to make it to mine. So it's like, well, then I realized that I probably got to start matching energy. And like, why am I stressing myself out and going out of my way trying to, rearrange my life, my weekend, my world, my day to make sure I come to someone's event? But then the same is not always given for me. So then I start to be like, okay, well, then no. And it's okay to say no. And it's okay to tell the twins that when I go to somebody's birthday party, no. But to be honest with you, most of the time, I don't tell them about parties and stuff until we're about to walk out the door. Because I could really wake up that day and something be wrong and we can't make it or something. I just don't want to hear all day long, are we going? Are we going? What time we leaving? Are we going? We going? So you know that saying that you can't miss what you never had. You can't miss what you don't know about. So if they don't know about it, then we're good, right? But if they know about it, they're going to drive me crazy about it. But yeah, it's setting boundaries. Like, no, I'm not going to be able to do that today. No, I'm not going to be able to go there today. No, I have to get some rest. Like, another thing for me that's self-care is a nap. Usually on the weekends, I still make the twins take a nap. And when they nap, I nap. I take a nap. I do. I take a nap. And it's amazing. But my naps need to be a good 2 hours for me to like really feel good about that nap. I need a good 2 hours. Good solid 2 hours and we're good. But that's a form of self-care, right? Like that's what it is. And then like connecting with supportive people, like always like having your girlfriend time, or your, if it's a coworker time, or if it's other moms, other like-minded people, like having that time to connect. That's a form of self-care as well, as long as it doesn't become a burden on you, right? Like if it's a lot of burden for you to even get out the house to do it, it may not feel like self-care to you. It may feel more like another chore that's on mommy's list, but it shouldn't, because we deserve our time. We work hard. And I'm not talking about whether you have an actual job that you're going into every day. I'm talking about we work hard as being a mom. It takes a lot out of you mentally, physically, emotionally. So we deserve to have time. We deserve to take out time for ourselves. So I challenge myself. Like, okay, what did you do today that was for you? Right? And so those are the things. Like, okay, my music that I listen to, or, you know, writing down my notes about some things that I want to talk about, writing a business plan out for goals that I have in the future. Like, every day you should try to do something for yourself, and it doesn't have to be big. Like, no, you're not going to go get your hair done every day. You're not going to go get your nails done every day. I mean, you might if you got it like that. You might. If you Beyonce, you might. But little things, it's the little small things that adds up to the total package of like self-care and just having a moment. And because if we're not right and we're not strong and we're not okay, our family is not okay, right? Like, if mommy falls apart, pretty much everything falls apart, right? So if you don't care for yourself, it's that saying, like, who's going to care for you? So you got to take care of yourself, right? Like, you just have to. And then always practicing and seeking out professional help, right? That's a form of self-care. As always, I'm a big proponent of therapy, or if it's a life coach or whatever it is, like, but going and talking to somebody, and even doing some of those things some people like Reiki and things like that. Sound bath, I recently went on a sound bath. I had a sound bath session, and that was like amazing. It was just like I really zoned out, and I really paid attention to the mood, the moment. I was in the moment. Now, when I first started, right, because I'm mommy, when I first started the sound bath, she was saying things and hitting on the little bell and like saying words. I was like, okay, when I leave here, I gotta go to the gas station. I think I want to get fried chicken for dinner. Um, did I put the clothes in the dryer? That's where my mind was going at first. But when I finally like released and let go and allowed myself to be in the moment, right, and tuned out everything, like, okay, the kids are with dad, I'm good. Like, just cut your phone on silent and just like stop, Brandy. Like, stop thinking about everybody else, and just let go. When I let go, the experience was amazing. I enjoyed the sound bath sessions so much so that I want to like do a private one somewhere, whether it's at my house or somewhere for my friends, because it was a great experience. It was just like relaxing. It was just like yes, like it was amazing. But you have to allow yourself to be present in the moment to get the full experience. If you have so many things blocking it, or if you don't go in there with the open mind, and that's with anything, if you don't go into anything with an open mind, you're not going to have a good experience, because you're already thinking about all the, you know, the negative things, right? Like, you just will. And then going back to the sleep thing, right? Prioritizing sleep. So maybe you're not in a position to take a nap as a mom. Maybe you're just not. But at night, like that, getting that full night's rest, like that is a real thing. When I don't get the sleep that I need, and I probably still am not getting all the sleep that I need, it's still a work in progress a little bit, but I'm doing better with it. But you do feel it. You wake up, you're still tired, you're groggy, you're not with it, you don't have the energy. So if you don't start the day with energy, you don't end the day with energy. And then it's just like, it's just a cycle, right? It's a cycle that we as moms continue to go through over and over and over and over again. So those are just like the little things that I feel like, um, you know, can help. Those are just my little things. But self care is not being selfish. Self care really is prioritizing yourself up over others, other people, other things, and it's important. It's important as a mom, because you don't want to lose yourself. And we as moms can lose ourselves in being a mom, in being a wife, in the family dynamic. So, what do you want for yourself? Where do you see your future? How does mommy feel today? Is mommy okay? I feel so amazing when Harper gets in the car every day and she's like, Mommy, How was your day? Mommy, what did you eat for lunch? And then Hayes is like, Mommy, did you have a good day? That makes me feel so good. I know that I'm like really instilling something in those babies because their care for me is so great. And when they see their dad, they ask him the same thing. But it's like, okay, they do care about my well being just as much as I care about theirs, right? But it's not being selfish. We have to take time for ourselves. And sometimes we learn the hard way, right? Because we have these breakdowns and all these things because we're not getting the care, right? And I had a breakdown a few weeks ago, and we'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, self care. So I challenge you. I challenge you this weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend. What are you doing for yourself? What is the self care for yourself? For me, it was I got these braids, right? It was I'm going to eat crabs. My mom is going to come over and have crabs with me. And on actual Mother's Day, I am going to do nothing, right? That's my self care. I'm not washing clothes. Get somebody else to do it. Like, for real. This weekend, get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to cook. Get somebody else to clean. Get somebody else to go grocery shopping. And get somebody else to, did I say wash the clothes? All those things. Get somebody else to do it. What are you going to do for yourself? I know what I'm doing for me, which is I just need nothing. I'm fine with just sitting in the house with my babies, just enjoying being home, but not being asked to do anything, right? Like, I'm going to let daddy and the kids cater to me tomorrow, right? I'm going to let them do it. But from then on, I'm still going to continue to practice the things that I do for myself for self-care and continue to plus one that, right? Like, I'm always thinking of how I can get better. So continuing to get better with how I do my self-care. Maybe I need to schedule more facials for myself. Maybe I need more massages. I don't know. What are some other things that I can do? But I'm going to continue to do those things. So my challenge for you all is, what are you going to do? Schedule your self-care. Do it. Okay? All right? And while you're doing that, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Dylan versus Dylan Diaries. So, happy Mother's Day, Mommy. Mother's Day edition self-care.